Hello, my dear friends. You are watching Ben About the World. Let us talk about exactly what is happening. Yes, a senator from UK is saying all the whole media now. He said that 2014, he warned Europe to not provoke Russia because he knows that Europe and America is ganging up to fight Russia. Yes, the man is always standing, saying what he's saying. And also, a journalist asked Donald Trump, can NATO come close to can he make Ukraine join NATO? He said no. In 20 years ago, he know that it's not possible to do. Please watch the video.
To make a peace deal there, would you be willing to take NATO expansion off the table if that's what it took to get the Russians and the Ukrainians to make a deal? Would you be willing to do that?
So for 20 years, I heard that NATO, if Ukraine goes into NATO, it's a real problem for Russia. I've heard that for a long time. And I think that's really why this war started. I'm not sure that this war would have started. Biden was saying all of the wrong things. And one of the wrong things, he was saying, no, Ukraine will go into NATO. That's one of the many things he said. When I listened to him speak, I said, this guy is going to start a war. Because as you know, for 4 years, there was never even talk of Russia going into Ukraine. That would have never happened. Russia was not going to attack Ukraine. As soon as I got out, they started to form along the lines. And I thought that Putin maybe, look, he's a good negotiator. I thought he was going to be doing that for negotiation purposes. Then all of a sudden they attacked. And I said, what's going on here? But if you look at the rhetoric from Biden, he was saying the opposite of what, in my opinion, you had to say. But the things he was saying, and he's still saying it, he's saying things that are so crazy.
Inflammatory. Yeah.
I 100% agree. And, you know, it turns out that the month before the Russians invaded, Blinken told Lavrov that the administration was not only going to bring Ukraine into NATO, but that they thought it was okay for the United States to put nuclear weapons in Ukraine. So no wonder the Russians hit the roof. I mean, you talk about provocation.
Well, let's say you were running Russia, you wouldn't be too happy. And that's always been off the table. You know, it's a border. If they thought that that was going to remain sort of a territory where you don't have NATO, but they don't want to have soldiers right on their border. They don't want to have it. It's always been understood, and that's even before Putin. It's always been understood that that was a no-no. And now you can go against their wishes, and it doesn't mean they're right when they say that. But that was very provocative. And now it's even more provocative. And they're talking about, I hear routinely, they're now talking about Ukraine entering NATO. And now I hear France wants to go in and fight. Well, I wish them a lot of luck. I think good luck.
You see it, that is exactly what Donald Trump said. Donald Trump said that he don't want war. He don't want the war. And Donald Trump knows that, former president of America knows that if Ukraine join NATO, it will be a war. And that is why he did not provoke the war. But Joe come in, say that he want to bring Putin down. And he provoked the war. And the war starts going on. Till today, nobody, even Ukraine are not winning the war. They are dying. Russia is taking city by city every day. City, quite big city. I will show you city, another city. Russia take again. A big city. It's in a city that almost millions of people live. And Russia have already taken that city. And see again, what the video, what former senator in UK said about this war. If we come back, we wrap up.
Desire to arm the rebels in Syria has been the unnecessary provocation of Vladimir Putin. This EU empire, ever seeking to expand, stated its territorial claim on the Ukraine some years ago. Just to make that worse, of course, some NATO members said they too would like the Ukraine to join NATO. We directly encouraged the uprising in the Ukraine that led to the toppling of the President Yanukovych, and that led, of course, in turn to Vladimir Putin reacting. And the moral of the story is, if you poke the Russian bear with a stick, don't be surprised when he reacts. Now, just to continue with that, today we are rushing through an association agreement at undue speed with the Ukraine, and as we speak, There are NATO soldiers engaged in military exercises in the Ukraine. Have we taken leave of our senses? Do we actually want to have a war with Putin? Because if we do, we're certainly going about it the right way. Perhaps we ought to recognise that the West now faces the biggest threat and crisis to our way of life that we have seen for over 70 years. The recent beheadings of the British and American hostages graphically illustrates the problem. And of course we have our own citizens from our own countries engaged in that struggle too. In the war against Islamic extremism, Vladimir Putin, whatever we may think of him as a human being, is actually on our side. I suggest we grow up. I suggest we recognise the real threat facing all of our countries, communities and societies. We stop playing war games in the Ukraine and we start to prepare a plan to help countries like Syria, like Iraq, like Kenya, like indeed Nigeria, to try and help them to deal with the real threat that faces us. Let's not go on provoking Putin, whether we like him or not.
You see it, that is exactly what the senator says. Senator said that senator from UK said that he's warning them for a long time because this war was provoked. Let us see exactly what is going in Sudan. Nobody is talking about it. They did not even care damn about Africa. Only what they want from Africa, to take something from Africa and develop their country. They want war with this country, Russia. They do not want peace because Putin is begging. Putin put peace, but they do not want it. They want war. But who is winning? All the whole resources they are putting in the war. Russia is winning the war. And that is why they are fighting to bring this country down. See what is going on in Sudan. It's no-go area. When I see the video about Sudan, I will do the video. In my next video, I will do it for you to see exactly what they are doing. You see what is happening in Nigeria for Boko Haram, for all those things. This is what Western people is doing it. They do it. They are doing it in many countries to bring the country down, for them to come in and be taking resources of the country. Even many countries need to be wise now. That is why Shoshomole is telling him. I watched what his interview that he did. Said that what IMF is doing is that to scatter on economy of many countries for them to come in. That is exactly what is happening in Nigeria. I will still talk about that one. This war was provoked and is going to World War III. In any single mistake now, it will go World War III. And remember, Africa is supposed to remember that Western people have their base in many Africa. Its target is nuclear target. Please remember to subscribe our YouTube channel, like and share. Thanks for watching.